Hey guys, once again, another wonderful show is about to take place. We, just like some of the astronauts that were out there, we are touching down here on Earth, but we're about to go straight up once again into the stratosphere because I have none other than a wonderful relative who's also happens to be a lead singer to No Authority and frontman to Harlow and Ricky Rebel, the band. Holy mother of God, guys, once again, he's back in the studio and I couldn't be any happier. Mr. Ricky Rebel. Give it up, guys.
Hey, what's up, cuz?
Cuz, man, I'm feeling it, bro. Today I'm like, the vibes are just here.
I love your energy today.
Thank you. I could say the same thing about you.
Contagious.
Yeah, it really is. We're like symbiotic here. Like we're just kind of like, we can't live without one another. It's almost,
I know.
We had to do it again.
The moment I see you, I feel good.
Yeah.
Isn't that
seriously.
crazy? How that is with human beings sometimes.
Yeah,
you meet people.
We connect.
It's just the chemistry.
It's so rad.
We're like, we get it.
Dynamic is there.
Yeah, we love life. You love life.
I enjoy life. Every like moment of breath. Every moment.
Oh my gosh.
Every breath I take.
Me too. That's crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
I can have fun in the craziest circumstances.
And you know what? It's funny because I decided to honor you. And if you look on your IG, or my IG rather,
right
on
now?
the story, look at it right now. Your song is on, just playing there.
You played. I saw that. Don't Give Up on Me.
Yeah,
that's a cool song.
And that's the song I felt like doing that. So I said, I just feel like, all right, this is gonna get me into the mood, and it's like a song that resonates with people because, you know, I'm an educator as well, so I work at a school, and a lot of people like your music.
Oh,
and
man,
then how do you feel when people ask you, like, seriously, on a serious note, like
I moved.
You're moved
very much when people recognize me from my music specifically.
Yeah.
I'm like, very moved.
You've had music like soundtracks, like the Rugrats, in Paris, and it's an Apollo 13, I believe you landed.
I sang on that. And Anastasia,
and it's just it's those.
That was Michael's favorite movie, by the way. Michael Jackson.
Really?
Yeah. When we went to his ranch,
right?
You know, we were signed to his label. We watched Anastasia. Did I tell you about that story?
No, I think you.
Touched on it
like briefly, but we unpacked so much last time around. So
crazy.
So but we didn't.
He loved that movie, and he loved that I sang on it too.
Wow. No, you didn't. We didn't talk about it extensively. We didn't, like, in great detail. No.
He had his own theater. It was like a huge, massive theater just for him. And there was like I don't know if I should say this, but
say it.
There was a bed there, you know, to watch while you be in bed and you can watch it.
Yeah.
And just be all snuggy.
Sure.
I didn't get in bed with him, unfortunately.
No.
But he laughed at such the most inappropriate times.
Yeah?
Like Tom and Jerry type things.
Yeah, sure.
Like he laughs at that kind of stuff. Like and he screams.
Really?
Like he has the biggest laughter I've ever heard.
No way.
And it was so great to hear Michael Jackson laugh.
I mean, just that alone, like, it's just infectious in the sense where, like, you want to laugh, like you want to feel. I wonder what Michael was like, and I get to experience that vicariously through your, detailed experience with Michael. So I think like that in and of itself is like, it's just mind blowing, I want to pinch myself, man. And I just want to pinch myself because you're here.
I'm pinching myself with you as well. I'm really, really happy to be here.
And we're going to hang out with your mom. Right?
You got to hear my mom
mom
on the phone.
Yeah.
She wants to talk to you about our lineage and how we are related to Maria Felix, one of the most famous actresses in Mexico of all time.
And beautiful at that.
And beautiful.
Wasn't she like so
she
gracious?
Was so gorgeous.
Her eyes, her like everything about her was there was this purity to her. Like it was just like none other. It's just something else. Like, but I can hardly wait to really pull back on the layers and peel back and just talk about just that wonderful time period, what it must have been. But at the very least, we're going to be able to sort of like skim through it and talk about her. And that's going to somehow, I feel like her aura is here. Somehow like her, you don't feel her here?
Yeah,
like,
I do.
I don't know.
You gave me chills right now.
No, she was in like at his purest form. Like I think like, the people that make an impact, like Marilyn Monroe. Oh, Jean Harlow. It reminds me.
I love Jean Harlow.
Okay, here's the question. It begs the question. You're the frontman to Harlow.
Yeah.
Now, was that due to the fact that like did it have anything to do in the most remote way to Jean Harlow, the blonde bombshell?
Absolutely.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm like, dude, Juan the Prince is here.
Yeah.
All right,
Juan. Love you, Juan.
So, yeah, I do too, Juan. Just so you know.
Shout out.
Shout out to Juan the Prince.
Hey.
Woo, woo, woo. And his awesome character. He's a great guy. Colorful, awesome personality, just like you. But you and I were kind of in the same team now.
Yeah.
And so we're family.
We're all family now.
So, Jean Harlow.
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that. Let's touch a little bit on that.
I was with a producer at the time who wanted to create like a glam rock band with me as a headliner, and he's the one that introduced me to David Bowie.
Holy mother of God. Wait, you met David Bowie?
I did not. Unfortunately, there are two legends I never got to meet yet that I really want to meet. I want to meet Prince and David Bowie. Those are the ones.
I got a Prince story for you later.
Oh, really? I love Prince so much.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
But yeah, like he introduced me to, well, we were trying to, again, steal from kind of like that Hollywood glam era of all these beautiful women, iconic women. So I would wear like Marilyn Monroe t-shirts everywhere I went.
Wonderful.
Harlow, just take some of that magnetic,
the energy,
gorgeous, beautiful energy that is genderless and sexless. It's just it's just from God, you know, whatever they have that we all have inside us. So I was trying to really expand on that. Yeah. I was obsessed with Marilyn Monroe for a while.
So was I.
Yeah, watching her movies and studying her, and her greatness is so evident in her acting.
Yeah. It shines through.
Oh gosh, her personality. Another one that's giving me
Norma Jean.
Chills.
I have a story for you real quick. My godmother, rest in peace, she was a dance for the Disney company. This is way many years. So she's part of the Three Caballeros movie, and she married a famous boxer back in the olden days, Freddie Escobar. And he was kind of a deal here, and you know, kind of the Oscar de la Hoya kind of thing.
Right, rings a bell.
Yeah, and so as when she worked for, I don't know who the guy was. She never told me quite what. I don't think she quite well could remember particulars about it, but she told me that in so many words that she met Norma Jean, and that her and it's a great story, by the way. Her and what do you call it? Judy Garland would come in all sloshed and done, you know, and they would come in to the office because, you know, it was she was the secretary. My godmother was the secretary prior to marrying the boxer guy. She was the secretary, and so she was great at type. She could type like 70 words per minute.
Like my mom. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? And at any rate, she knew Marilyn Monroe, so it's like that's a connection. Yeah, like she just like Norma Jean. Norma Jean would come in with Judy Garland,
right?
All sloshed and just completely ratchet. You know what I mean?
Wow,
and just such a great story.
Think of what they accomplished.
Think about that.
Their lives.
Yeah.
I really love that.
Yeah.
Putting yourself out in public like that.
Yeah.
Is really intense.
Like having zero fucks, of taking zero fucks and taking no prisoners, you know,
just that going for it, letting your everything come out and
going broke
magically come out.
No matter what they did, they always went, you know, went all the way.
Tragic endings, however.
Yeah.
But
I think that, you know, when you talk about these luminaries, right? These starlets from that period of time, like Maria Felix, are a relative. You think about how, you know, was it in their eyes? It's kind of like it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't so tragic. Like Maria Felix died old, right? But the other starlets, like if they died young, not that they were going to know. Oh, I'm going to die now. This is kind of like I mean, I don't know, you know, but
right.
But the idea behind their, you know, all the stuff that they'd accomplished. They accomplished a lot very young. Then they went through it. They really went through the ringer. They went through so much. And then it's almost like, you know, when they died, it created this fictional kind of a movie, like a cosmos within a cosmos, like this kind of a story that lives on because based on tragedy or whatever happened to them. It's as a result, you get this legend of sorts
forever.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it almost makes them even more godly, like, or whatever you call it.
Brando died when he was old. So, but Jimmy Dean or James Dean died when he was young in a tragic accident. Who do we remember more?
Right.
James Dean, even though
Yeah.
Brando and him were kind of, actually they were lovers, I heard.
I did hear
Yeah,
that too.
yeah. And they were,
Good for them.
Yeah. Right? And the thing about it was, that's kind of sort of the way it goes. It's like when, if they've had their kind of time here, so to speak, but then they're snatched, it's that elusive star, kind of like the pipe dream, the pie in the sky that you can't have, but yet when they're here for so long, anyway, I went on a tangent, but
I love it. I love the
Ricky
tangent.
is here.
I'm here.
Woo, Ricky Rebel. Hey man, your avant-garde style is one of a kind. How do you do it? How do you have that magic eye, like for fashion? Like, when did it all start?
I've been working with my stylist. Shout out to Elena Nazarov. Love you, my Russian beautiful woman stylist. I met her. Wait a minute. We've been working for 8 years now, 7-8 years.
That's so cool.
She saw me on the red carpet and she's like, I really like you. I want to expand on your androgyny.
Sure.
Kind of like this man-woman thing that you've got going on.
A David Bowie thing going.
The David Bowie. She loves David Bowie.
Excuse me.
And she also worked with Prince back in the day as well.
Well, he was also very much in that same lineage. I mean, you could say same lane of sorts. And
right.
Yeah.
And she dressed him.
Really?
Yeah, back in the day, styled him. So she really took a liking to me. And I, of course, loved her Russian style of like, no, Ricky. No, Ricky. Try it like this. And what I love about Elena is like when she gets something in her head, like, get the black tie, Ricky.
Sure.
Ricky, get the black tie. And I put on the black tie. And I'm like, but what about Ricky, oh, yeah, we'll try it. No, Ricky, put on the black tie. You know what I mean? I'm like, why am I even trying to fight a Russian woman?
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it. But she's actually extremely collaborative as well. Like when I tell her, I'm like, look, we went to the Cannes Festival to perform.
Wow.
That was a really cool.
That was so awesome.
Cool moment.
Sure.
And what it was is we were doing like a performance.
Okay.
Boys and Sometimes Girls. The song was like blowing up on Billboard at the time.
Yeah.
And then we did like a fashion show as well. And I remember going to the fitting and I told Elena, I'm like, okay, I really want to combine masculinity with femininity, like really, really hard.
Yeah.
Like a very clash.
Sure.
That was like my alpha era called the new alpha because I was trying to explore my own inner alpha.
Okay.
Which is kind of like why I went down the kind of road that we talked about a little bit last time. But trying to find my own inner alpha.
Yeah.
And how I felt like a lot of gay men actually have aspects of alpha in them because they're able to really seduce men and women at the same time. It's a very powerful like gift. Like
it's
all
like
these
a
people.
Duality of sorts.
Yeah, it's a duality. Same with Prince. I mean, all of these people that we spoke about, the men
James
specifically, had a very strong connection to their feminine side.
Yeah.
One of the coolest quotes I heard was like, scratch the surface of an actor and you'll find an actress underneath.
Wow. That's deep.
It's deep.
Yeah, it really is profound.
Let's find out who said that. I can't recall. It was like a cool actor.
I'm going to ask Juan Le Prince.
Yeah, Juan.
Can you look it up, bud?
Look it up, babe. Scratch the surface of an actor and you'll find an actress. So I think the coolest men on the planet are the ones who have been able to really connect with their feminine side.
Because they're not able, they're like at the very, core, they're able to just be and say what they want to say and not feel like there's any sort of like, what do you call it, guardrails, or they have to just be politically correct. And sometimes they tend to just want to explore those aspects of themselves that most people wouldn't.
Right.
And it could be an art form in some respects. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like art. It's not even about sexuality
Yeah.
or gender. It's just the artist.
It's aesthetics.
It's aesthetic. It's aesthetics, right?
So let me ask you this. I mean, obviously, you're going to get inducted into the Entertainment Hall of Fame. It's coming up in April, and yours truly is going to have the distinguished pleasure of bringing you on stage, and I think you're going to perform there, right? Are you going to perform?
I'm going to do your favorite song.
No way.
Don't Give Up on Me.
Oh my God. I'm super stoked. That's going to be like really, really cool. And I'm honored. And I just want you to know that I feel privileged.
I'm honored.
And
I think you're the best one for this.
Thank you.
Because I feel like you really care about people and about me and about what you do.
Right.
And you're just so knowledgeable and like you're studied. Man. You're well studied. you knew so much about my career, even coming in the first time. I was just like, I was blown away, and we're related.
Yeah, we're related.
So it's just in the stars for us to do this together, to go down this journey. And I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. And I've known a lot of people for a lot longer, or different people, but you are the one.
A lot more famous people, of course.
Well,
but I'm saying at the end, I totally get it. Yeah, you're real. You're genuine.
I like real people. Yeah. April 16th, right? Is the date? Is it April 13th?
I think it's April 13th, 2025 at the TVHS Golden Bears Theater in no less Temecula, California.
Yeah. People can get tickets on RickyRebelRocks.com, or if you go to my Instagram account, it's on one of the links.
Yeah. And yours truly is going to be there, so you get a 2-for-1 special.
2 for 1. Meet us, say hi. It's going to be amazing.
Take pictures. So many cool people are going to be there as well.
Yeah.
So that's one to behold for sure.
Grammy Award winners, all kinds of people.
This is great.
Back in the day. Yeah.
You know, I think that we ought to. That day we should for sure, like the day before, maybe, because we'll try to get there before.
Yeah.
I think we have to find a cool place to eat in Temecula, have some drinks even. Maybe your mom's going to come up.
My parents will be there.
My wife will be there.
So we can all
it'll be commingle and
come together.
Come together.
Yeah.
Right now.
Love that song. Who said it?
No way. Oh, it's a scratch an actor and you'll find an actress by Dorothy Parker.
Oh,
what? Dorothy Parker.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're in touch with their emotions. In order to do that, you gotta.
Because if you're not in touch with your emotions, like I used to have, so many years ago, I had an acting coach who was the great Isela Vega, who was a famous actress in Mexico. Wow. And she did work here as well, in New York and whatnot. She worked with Stella Adler. With the great Stella Adler.
Amazing.
And she'd always say that, like, you have to have, in order to be a good actor, Jimmy, you have to have, like, lose all your inhibitions.
Really?
150%. Like, you have to lose all that because in order for you to be in touch, and I'm talking about like with your innermost and have introspection, like real introspection, you have to just lose all your inhibitions, which is to tell the class. We took some workshops. So shout out to Shala Vega, who's a great friend of mine. She's fantastic,
amazing,
big time actress in Mexico, and she used to live out here in LA. So Shala, you know, you're watching. I know that you don't watch this, but she say that. So it's really kind of draw parallels with what you just finished saying.
Yeah.
It's truth at its foundation. So you're speaking of which, you're a huge advocate of the LGBTQ, man. And you know, and plus, I think that's great, you know, and today's society, I think like folks, more people, because a lot of it is, obviously right now there's a lot going on in our country.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of folks that are going from being marginalized to really being marginalized and becoming
feeling that way, right?
Yeah. So it's really important to have and refreshing to have someone like such as yourself to represent, you know, to be the mouthpiece, because you have a platform.
Right.
And so how do you feel about that? And like,
you know, oh gosh, that's such a great question. Because there are things that I disagree with, you know, with things that are going on. For instance, like I mean, we're going to get a little, I guess this is political, but
this is fine.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The fact that there are only 2 genders, that they're trying to say that and make it like legal, like that's the only thing that people can choose. I think that that's not correct. That's not even anatomically correct, because like we're sex-wise, you have the possibility of being a male, a female, or intersex. Like some people are kind of born with
hermaphrodite.
Yeah, they're born with both, or like this kind of in between thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes people are just kind of like in between the genders. So they should be able to own that and not feel like.
Like, wait a minute, what's going to happen? It's almost like that kind of, and I'm not making light of it, but just because we're having this conversation. Go ahead. You're going to say something.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's almost like.
I'm getting hot at the collar.
It's almost like he's getting hot at the collar. That's so called for, by the way. It's funny. Pun intended. So we get like, it's almost like having 2 parents from 2 different countries and getting deported. Like, where are you going to go?
Oh yeah, that
I
thing
mean,
too.
Think about it. You're
like,
gonna get cut in half or what? Like,
I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. They really don't. I've just tried to stay a million light years away from all of that stuff. I've really done my best to try to distance myself because I'm not a.
No, you're a lover, not a hater.
I'm a fucking lover.
Yeah.
I literally want to just focus on
and your music,
the things that produce
happiness
for people and kindness. Yeah. And unfortunately, those things are happening in the world.
Yeah.
But also good things are happening in the world. So we just kind of need to focus on
the positivity,
the positive in our lives and what we're grateful for. And the show that I'm on is really good at that. Her name is Dr. Marissa Pay.
Okay.
We have a show called Straight Talk.
You said you were going to have me on and you haven't.
We're going to. We're
really?
on it. Yeah, I'm going to tell her about you. Of course, 100%.
What? Okay, so like, what exactly? She's a doctor, and what is her forte, or what does she do?
She is.
I'm not going to hypnotize you, right?
I love that. It's scary because I get scared of you things like that too.
Yeah, dude, I am. I went to the Church of Scientology. Okay, so many years I dated a Scientologist, and she took me to Celebrity Center, dude.
I love where this is going.
And then showed me the office. This is where Ron Al Hubbard's room is, and this was the office, and then I went to a place and they said, well, we got it. Like, there's a barometer of sorts to try to, I don't know, fix me, right? Or something. To test my emotions, right?
Your Theta.
Right.
They know, or something.
Yeah. And so I said, I'll pass on that today. I have this audition I got to go to. And I was afraid that right when I was going to go on, not so fast, sir, the gate was going to come down or something. Because it's so... Go ahead.
I had a similar scary story. I was 18 years old in New York with a boy band. We were on tour. Okay. And I remember walking the streets of New York alone. For some reason, I'm 18, walking the streets in New York alone. And I saw Scientology there. And I'm like, oh, I'm just so curious. I'm going to go in. I'm going to see what they're talking about.
Okay.
And they took me into this dark room with other people, like a small theater.
Okay.
And then they played a video.
I remember the video.
Did you do the video?
Yeah, I did.
They taught you about if you don't remember a fact about something, when you're reading a book or something, you don't remember what that is, or the definition of something, then your brain will forget about everything else that you read consecutively afterward. Things like that. So that's why
it's very psychology based, dude.
That's why Scientologists are really into definitions of words and looking things up and really understanding every single word. So I thought that was
there's a belly and then an underbelly.
Oh, there's a huge underbelly. We know that there's a huge underbelly, but at the same time,
I got invited.
I was just in a scary room, and I snuck out.
Yeah,
I got a little too freaked out.
I I realized I said, I have an audition, but we dated for a while. No, but here's the deal. I will say this.
Work it.
I will say this, okay? Because
Tell me.
Okay, I'm playing the devil's advocate. Here we go.
Yeah, let's do it, Pisces.
So there are those people that benefit from such, I wouldn't call it brainwash, okay? Such, I would say, perhaps pragmatic tools that they can use to help them eradicate certain, if they're going through emotional baggage, it'll help you. So it's almost like going to a shrink, but you get it for free. Well, not necessarily free, right?
Yeah. Oh, no
you don't
way.
Get it for free. There's no way. Far from it. There's tiers, right? You got to go to the different tiers. But but so again, there are those people that benefit, and I do have some friends in the industry
who are in it.
Actors that,
Me too.
The actresses that are fantastic, and they're really cool,
and they're nice, and they're cool,
and they've had a way different experience than what's been showcased on TV or whatever else, or what the conventional wisdom about it. I don't know. For me, it's too close for comfort kind of thing. So I circumvent around the church. I actually don't even take Franklin anymore.
One time, I was asked because, I was on Us Weekly.
Yeah, you were.
And at the fashion contributor.
Yeah, right.
So in the back of the section, we, some people, we get to talk about the outfits that people are wearing on the red carpet. Right. And this woman called me up, Joy Villa, to come and check out her outfit that she's going to wear for the Grammys.
Right.
I had never met Joy at that point. And
she's a singer, right?
Yeah. And we talked about it, I think the
last time around.
And she was hanging out in the Scientology Center. So I actually went to the Scientology Center, parked the car, walked out, and I was like, whoa. You know, people were looking at me. But yeah, she's sweet as we love her. I love her.
She's great.
She's great. She's a nice
really cool.
person. Always been sweet with me. But yeah, so I actually got to go inside, and I was afraid of getting like
bamboozled and put in a little box.
Yeah, against my will this time.
Right? Yeah. I said, wait a minute, you guys gonna have hot dogs or soda? No, that I'm not going to the party. No. But honestly, the books, and I'm not. It doesn't
I think
sound like
South Park blew this up, though.
Yeah,
you saw the South Park episode of what they really think. If that's true, then that's kind of girl gone wild.
Yeah, for sure. But
a lot of belief systems are kind of girl gone wild, and if it works for them, great.
Whatever works for you at the end of the day is fine.
If it makes you a better person and a kinder person, whatever your belief systems are, go for it, baby.
Yeah. Whatever floats your boat.
Whatever tickles your pickle. If it works for you and you're kind, you're trying your best to do the best you can.
Yeah.
Work.
I really like that. So let's talk about the Us magazine. That's huge, man. Congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
So, with some conviction, man. I was a contributor to fashion book,
contributor.
and I was just fantastic at it. When did you start like with fashion yourself? Like fashionista.
The journey, the fashion journey.
Yeah, the fashion.
I think I've always been interested. Like, for instance, this is something I wore
this is really cool.
in No Authority, our first music video.
I love No Authority.
With Ronnie Jerkins and everything.
And you guys are getting the band together.
In the 90s. Yeah, we are. We're working on it.
I love it, man.
I'm in the studio right now recording our vocals and stuff.
Wow. You did tell me the last time you were about to do that.
These songs are high.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of scales to get up there.
We did. We're
a lot of grabbing on my balls.
Well, who do you think, who started squeezing their balls who's the one that began this whole thing? Grab the crotch. Was it like
Michael?
George, Brett Michaels?
Jackson.
Michael Jackson?
Oh, yeah. He's the king of crotch. Oh, yeah. He's the king of crotch grab.
Yeah, he is. And then Brett Michaels and all the other glam rockers from the hair bands.
The Madonna did it.
The Madonna.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. And
I used to get in trouble all the time for grabbing my crotch too much in that band. They'd be like, we'll have you perform, but Ricky, please stop it.
Please stop grabbing
I was just getting wild.
You got all in there, man.
I was in there. I was a little horny teenager on tour.
So you've also you have some collaborations, some pretty cool ones like Patti LaBelle. You work with some pretty greats.
Did some shows with them.
I
love Patti LaBelle, by the way.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was gonna say. What's she like?
She's fantastic. Very sweet. We saw her at a United Nations event. My friend Daphne Edwards Ziman, she hosted these big charity events. She still does for children's charity events.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
And we're still friends, and we've known each other forever. She invited me to perform at the Oscar party, her very famous Oscar parties.
Yeah.
And
wow, look at you.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
We're still cool with each other after all these years. She's a socialite, and she's also into fashion big time. So to answer your question about it, from the very beginning, I was always trying to make sure that I had a very specific style. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey guys, I want to look like this right now. And then my style would evolve over time. Back then I was really into 70s fashion, like Bono and that kind of rocker thing. And then it just kind of evolved more and more. And then
you're an ever evolving artist. That's what an artist is, right? An ever evolving force of nature.
It evolves. It never stays the same.
No.
That's why, I can't understand these artists that look the same after 40 years, 20 years, 10 years, or even 2 years. I'm like, how do you, I don't know. I could never do that. I
find that, you're either moving forward or you're moving backward, right?
You're right.
Yeah. So you're moving.
We're moving.
It's never like you're like stagnant or, the world spins as we know it. So,
yeah.
But, ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Rebel in the house. Come on, man.
Hey.
Jeez.
I just did a crack.
Let me get some water.
That's why I'm not singing.
Water break. I know, because we're
Check.
trying to. I was definitely trying to get you to acapella, but
he
maybe
wanted me to do
next time,
acapella, y'all. I'm gonna sing at the show though.
Yeah, but that's what
The
I'm
Hall of
excited.
Fame.
So in order to come see you, people need to buy the tickets. Where can they go? Like what are your social media handles, by the way?
Okay, you can go to rickyrebelrocks.com to buy tickets. You can go to my Instagram account, and those little link tree type thing, the link at the top.
Yeah.
It shows like tickets available right there at the top.
That's fantastic. So we're gonna freaking be there, and that's where you're gonna get to see my man singing, belting out that wonderful song.
I'm gonna belt. I'm gonna perform. I'm gonna move. Gonna have a great look.
Hey, let me ask you something that's just tickling me in the back of my mind. In terms of like your band, when you guys are getting back together and stuff. But what do you think marked like the change? Because every band evolves, right? And what do you think marked kind of like the start of something like I should go maybe solo now? And you thought, and then your solo career was different than when you were in a band. Well, how did that all spur about, or what?
Even when I was in the band, I had aspirations of one day all of us kind of breaking apart and doing our own projects.
Right.
And I would talk to them about it.
Like a supernova explosion of stars.
Yeah, where everybody have their own records, and we could actually help each other if we wanted to on these records. But really, I was like, no, I wanted to make like my own
journey
thing. And even my producer at the time was like, well, Ricky, when I get the shot with you, I'm going to make a William Orbit album for you, a Ray of Light album.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, I want to do that one day. And so I always made it clear to the boys that was my intention.
Right.
And maybe I should have kept that to myself.
Yeah.
Because, it makes people kind of maybe feel a little insecure.
Right.
But talk is talk, the walk is the walk. I've always been committed to them 100%. If I said I'm going to do a show, I'm going to be at the show. And there are some members that said they would do shows and then not do the show.
Right.
And then went off solo on their own and did other things.
Right.
Kind of without really telling us
like
that
a lot
they
of
were
other,
going to do that.
And I think that's common.
Even in our group though, I'm saying in No Authority.
Yeah.
It happened. And one of the boys like apologized for it on the last call that we did. But he didn't have to apologize. Like that's the journey that he had to go through and went through, when you have like industry people telling you,
everybody's whispering, right?
Yeah, like don't do any more shows. It's not in the contract. If you do this, it's bad, or blah, 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 blah. And, he's trying to do a certain path, and he took the path, and that's fine. But my path, like I was kind of forced to really go solo and learn Pro Tools, learn how to play the guitar, everything.
Wow.
Because 9/11 happened and the industry really died at
you
that
did
point.
Some fitness too, right? Like a fitness guru. Why don't we talk about that, dude?
Yeah. Well, that was until 2020.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, I decided to create a fitness routine for people to.
That's so awesome.
Ricky Rebel Fitness
to
was
look
born.
as good as you look.
Thank you.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Well, I love Pilates.
Yeah.
And I'm a certified instructor.
Very
so
cool. Do you host your own thing at home sometimes, or like?
Yeah. Sometimes if people really want,
you should bring creatives together and all like just
throw them on the reformer. And make them do hundreds, make them sweat.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. Including myself, I could lose some pounds.
I'm very good at it.
Yeah, so that's something I would love to, because the camera adds pounds to you. I'm actually 150, but right now I'm like 230 or 240.
It's good though. You hold it. You do it well. You look good.
Thank you. I try.
But yeah, Pilates does like shrink people.
Yeah.
For better or worse, though. I'm serious.
Well,
like,
I'm 6'4.5". Well, it'd be like 5.5 by the time I'm done.
It made me too skinny at one point. If you look at some of my photos back in the day, I looked like a little Ethiopian child because I was doing like 2 Pilates classes a day, obsessed. So for women, it's the perfect thing to do for your body. That's why a lot of stars do it. And I believe in it. I believe
women,
in it.
retain a lot more water and stuff. So
right.
And then they definitely sweat it all out.
Yeah, they're sweating. They love
it's
working out
stuff,
with me,
man. Yeah, you're awesome. What distinguished you guys, No Authority, from the rest of the bands, the Old Towns, the
We grabbed our crotch a lot more than those bands did. I'm not kidding.
But you were also, not the least of which, you were in LA. It's an LA band.
Yeah, we were LA band. And we were more rebellious than those other bands were. Like we weren't afraid to
grab
that crotch just, on national television. There's a really good YouTube video out of us, No Authority, on the Donnie and Marie show. If you Google No Authority and Donnie and Marie,
totally, dude.
I loved that. That moment. And meeting Donnie and Marie.
What are they like, dude? Like, I know they just lost a brother, right?
He's great. He's just very professiontional. Both of them are very professional.
Yeah.
You could tell he takes his job like extremely seriously, which is great. It's just, it was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, they're Mormons, right?
Yeah, I think
so. Did they ride off in their bikes or?
Silly.
Oh my God. No, but it's a whole Mormon family.
Oh yeah, they are Mormons, right?
Yeah,
that's why they were so nice.
Yeah, they're cool, man. They're
Mormons
like,
are very nice.
Together.
You know, my father's a Mormon.
Really?
Did I tell you that?
No. Does he live up in Utah? Or?
Does he have 15 wives? No. What happened is, like, when they came here from Mexico, a family of Mormons took them in.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they
they like take care of each other. Like some people, I had an uncle, it's a true story that. This is a true story. I cannot make this. I'm not trying to be funny. He joined a Mormon, like a church, so that they could pay his bills. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. But at first, because he was looking for a job, and they help pay the bills because they're all like a collective. It's a family-based kind of nucleus. So they help one another. So they did help him get back on his feet, and they bought him a brand new 10-speed bike, and
I love it.
And then a car eventually, and then a house, and whatever else.
I got a story about the Mormons. They came to our house like every Sunday, and they would want to talk to our family about our family life, and they would sit us down, and it was really nice. Like, how are you guys doing? What's going on with your lives? And blah 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 blah. And we would talk, and it'd be great. But one day, my mother and father are both conservative, but one day my mom was like, "They're not allowed anymore."
Right. Why?
And I'm like, why? Because they were trying to promote. They didn't want gay marriage to happen.
Okay.
They were really strong on that, and she was like, "Well, guess what? You're not allowed in our house anymore." So I grew up in a family that was like very, both at the same time, like open about certain things and not
conservative values
in the other way. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But they were always nice people, even when they came around, and they taught me and my family that it was really important that the family sit down for dinner. We don't have the TV playing. We just like talk to each other.
Right.
They taught us not to drink, not to do drugs, not to smoke, not to no
fornication or nothing, huh?
I didn't really follow that rule. But like the other rules are no cussing. My father hated it when we cussed.
Yeah.
It was just a really
I cuss like a sailor, dude.
Well, that's something that the Mormons try to teach you not to do.
Yeah.
Which is good.
And
these are great things to learn.
Live by, yeah. I think we can always, every day is like a brand new clean slate, as they say. I hate to sound corny and stuff, but it's a clean slate, and we ought to try every day to better ourselves in every which way, and not and try to talk. I believe that if we can somehow only cuss out probably the folks that cut us off, that would be like the only time maybe that I could do a little cussing at times.
I love that.
Just flip them off a little, live a little.
I love that. I mean, the ones who cut you off.
Yeah, the ones that cut you off.
In
like
the
when
car?
you're driving, or maybe when they cut you off in line.
Or out of your life. I thought that's what you meant, like cut you out of your life.
Oh, when they cut you out, you could do that too. That's vice
to me,
versa.
that's what really messes me up.
Yeah,
when they want to cut you off and not like
want
to continue to work on it. That's what Don't Give Up on Me, the song is about, because I'm like, okay, I'm not perfect. Like
right. And so we limit our usage of words, our foul words and whatnot. and we just limit it to those particular situational cases,
Yeah.
I think we'll be considered, we'll better our lives, I guess, better ourselves in that regard. But I tend to fail in that area quite a bit. Like sometimes, I'll go something, fuck, man,
Yeah.
And it's like, there I go again. Okay, tomorrow is a brand new day. Well, tomorrow we start, but you always have tomorrow.
Right.
Or maybe not. But anyway, it's
really trying to transfer your anger and whatever
but
at the people who deserve it.
Yeah.
For instance,
Fuck
or whatever it is, like that energy.
Like when you get your coffee, when you didn't get your coffee right, fucking bitch,
fucking whore.
This is watered down coffee. What the hell?
I feel like people want me to be that guy. Honestly, the bad guy.
Right, because they provoked it.
The way I look and the way I dress. My best friend always tells me that. He's like, Ricky, they just want you. They have this vision of you that they want you to be the villain.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much of that is true.
Yeah, the anti-hero.
The anti-hero. Yeah, the guy that throws the coffee. This is lukewarm.
This is, go get me another coffee, you peasant.
I would love to play a guy like that on a film one day. I think that'd be the greatest thing ever.
By far, by leaps and bounds. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's essentially like, you study acting by any chance?
I did. I did. Yeah. I used to work with Bobby Chance. Do you know Bobby?
Sounds familiar.
She's legendary, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. So you
shout out to Bobby.
Right.
Talk about getting out of your comfort zone.
Wow.
She used to do these exercises every Saturday. It was the best.
Let me see. Tell me.
No,
like
I'm gonna do it, but it was just exercises to get us out of our
your comfort zone.
Yeah. Did you take it? You took the class, yeah.
Bobby?
Oh yeah, Bobby is.
I've not
amazing.
taken it. Yeah, so you got to connect
in Hollywood.
Yeah, okay.
All
right. Still around?
It's just one of those things that she wants you to bring out your inner animal.
Okay. Oh yeah. What kind of animal would you be in?
Well, no, like the energy of like the fighting for your life, fighting for yourself,
survival.
Yeah, and then she would
survival mechanism.
I mean, she wants you to get in touch with that. It is crazy because and then she would always make me do, because I was so free with my body and free with everything. She would make me dance. Like she put this crazy music on, like belly dancing, and then I would dance, and then all the people, the actors behind me had to do the whole thing, pretend to be me.
It's funny.
And they were just like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And then sometimes we would just have a line that we would just say over and over, like, I didn't deserve that.
Right. I deserve that.
Yeah. You just say it over. I didn't deserve that. She's just like, come on, And then by the time it grows, and it grows, and it grows, and it grows, and you start like screaming and crying and like all this stuff. And then like she's like, cover it up. And then finally the line is there,
It's
just right there.
You gotta talk about,
you gotta feel it. You gotta like see how much you can feel.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm doing a lot of that lately in my recording. Like I'm really putting a lot of emotion.
You are channeling a lot of Bobby right now.
Yeah, she'd be proud of me. She is she's very proud of me.
Yeah, she
like,
is.
She's always like, Ricky, I'm so proud of you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And she's like, when do you come to the studio? The thing is, I can't go because I lose my voice.
Right.
Because we are feeling so much in the energy, but I'll never forget those exercises we did.
I think they're pretty much exercises are like watershed moments, like where you scream the fuck out of, like you become this thing, and then sometimes you don't even know how to turn it off. Like,
she loved those moments.
I don't go back to baseline.
When you turn crazy, that's when she was so happy. When you start crying and laughing at the same time, like the Joker,
most definitely.
She's just like, she's so proud of us, hitting that moment, hitting that color that you never really knew you had it in you.
You didn't know, right? At the end of the day, you didn't know.
And now my partner's just trying to get me to suppress all of that.
You gotta go back to Bobby.
My partner's a psychologist, therapist. He's like, you gotta handle your feelings, control your feelings, handle your feelings. But it's like it's hard when my whole life I've had to like access those feelings and and make sure they're there and available when they need to be.
You mentioned something like very
and it was never
accessible.
Enough, by the way. It's never enough emotion, never enough giving of yourself. And then all of a sudden, you get in relationships and they want you to be...
Suppress it. Yeah, hold it down a little.
But he wants me to be me, 1,000,000%. He just thinks that like some of the trauma that I've lived through my life, he's an amazing therapist. And he probably doesn't want me talking about it.
Like a private shrink at home.
It's hard. It's hard to be with somebody like that.
Is it always a session? Do you always feel like somehow you're like in a session, a one-on-one?
I feel like he is just the most intelligent person I've ever met in my life, and I know that that's a fact.
That's like my wife.
He's
like
incredibly. He can run circles around. Like most humans,
right?
And that is something I really value in people, in human beings. And I knew that like I couldn't necessarily be with anybody who couldn't understand why I am the way I am, or what because he just looks at me. He's like, "Oh, trauma." Yeah. That's your trauma. That's your childhood trauma. Right. Whereas a regular human being would look at me and be like, I can't take this bitch.
Yeah.
This bitch, man. They just wouldn't know how to handle it. Yeah. But we've worked it out for 13 years, going on 13 years now.
They compartmentalize everything versus most people. They hit a wall. Oh, fuck. And like, wait a minute. That's a lot of baggage there.
Yeah.
But he just knows, oh, this is that. This is like when this happened, or he got yelled at here, the school teacher, And
he's handled so much worse, too. He runs a treatment center.
Wow.
People that, teens and kids that are just addicted and like, suicidal, all this stuff. Yeah. He knows how to handle real people. For me, I'm an easy case to him. He says, I know you upside down. I'm like,
they usually, for one thing, you guys are together, so he knows, you guys knows you inside out, literally.
And I could tell him everything.
Yeah, well, you should, because he's gonna beat it out.
Find out.
You.
Yeah. You know him already. It's a Scorpio energy, right?
Yeah, I'm a Pisces. Yeah, but I know the energy. I could tell right away. Like, that's how
it's intense.
It is. Must be.
And I love it.
Yeah,
I like it.
And the thing is like for me, for example, my wife is just a speech pathologist.
Cool.
And she's also as such. She has like so much tolerance and patience, and I don't I don't know what it is, or the Jewish side, or what it, Latino, you go out there and I'll scream at people, man, like not lash out. Like
I'm a little Jewish too.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
This is crazy. Yeah. I go to places and then like somebody just gives me like, I have a heart, like, as because Juan saw me, Juan LaPrince, ladies and gentlemen. Juan. So, went to Starbucks and I was being super kind. I'm super kind to people. Just when somebody gets catty or a little saucy, and it's fucking over, dude. I'm like, fuck you, bitch.
You let them have it, huh?
Let them have it. Hell yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I love it, and I feel good about it.
Yeah,
because you know what? That inner Bobby came out.
Yeah,
and I feel like I was in one of your classes.
You
your acting
expressed
classes.
yourself.
Yeah. Right. Because if not, you hold it in, you suppress it. And down the road, it becomes like a passive aggressive situation. And it's best to not be passive aggressive, but just tell it like it is.
Yeah.
Tell it like it is.
Yes, exactly.
So, my God, where did time go?
I know.
So let's talk.
Do we need a part 3?
Can we do a part 3? Seriously?
If you want.
You're fam, now you can come.
I would love to.
You're fam, so.
I'm fam.
All right, dude. We're going to do part 3.
I love part 3.
Part 3. You're rock. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ricky Rebel. Hey. And we're gonna do, he's going to be inducted, or I'm going to be helping to induct this gentleman to Entertainment Hall of Fame in Temecula, California on April 13th. Buy your tickets now at
RickyRebelRocks.com, or you can go to Instagram, Ricky Rebel Rocks.
And don't forget to vote for my son, James Matthew. He's running for president of LMU.
Hey.
You got to meet my son. You're going to love that little guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man. He's young, but he's all about it. He's
on it.
He's got all the pressing arguments and the knowledge.
Oh, wow.
What's happening in his on campus, and he cares. He cares.
That's cool.
The most, you just hit it right in the nose.
How old is he?
He's 20.
Wow.
And he's just so brilliant and
bright.
He's
got a big future.
And wow. He's sensational every which way. And
people who care are what they become the greats, right?
People who care.
Yeah.
That's it. I care about humanity. I care about you. I feel so fortunate to be in your space and you be in our space. And I feel like we're one, like you're right now in this synergy, right? And let's do this again, man. We're part of the circle now.
Yeah.
A tight circle. And give it up once again for Ricky Rebel, ladies and gentlemen, Mike, aka my cousin. That's my show, guys. As always, it's truly magical. I mean, let's do this again. I wanted to
Let's do it.
Let's just make it a habit of ice. What the hell? Fuck
New
it.
look, new vibe. It'll be great.
That's my show, guys. Take it away. Thanks, C.